to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Round 2 of the Summer Bracket Challenge is well underway, and we've got plenty more matchups coming for you. But first, go ahead and hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, get that notification bell on so you know when the rest of the Bracket Challenge series drops. Next up in the bracket, we have an all-Liverpool matchup. Mr. Steven Gerrard and Virgil van Dijk. This one I think is pretty close.
Yeah, it is. My bias is going to play in a role here. I'm just going to let y'all know that ahead of time.
The thing, though, about it for me is kind of the same argument we had with Mo Salah. You know, Van Dijk is lauded for a very short time of his career. You know, a 3 year period, you know, maybe a 4-year period. Again, the pinnacle being the trophies. You know, and then this season had a number of shockers. You know, he's kind, you know. So, and then conversely,
caught up with him.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, yeah, that last injury was horrific, was bad.
Yeah.
But and conversely, Gerrard's just consistency for days, goals, captain, leader.
He also has created the greatest GIF to ever be made.
Yep. Yes, he has. For a while, when we first started the podcast, each week we would pick out a bonehead play and we would do the Gerrard slip of the week. Oh yeah, it was fantastic. But I don't know, man. This one, you know, because Van Dijk on his day, man, is brick wall.
Didn't he have some crazy stat that nobody dribbled past him
in like a whole season?
Yeah, in a whole season.
It was the one where they only gave like 13 goals or something like that when they was that the season they won, or was that the season that City chased them down when they scored?
I think that was the City. I would say that was the season they won.
They scored like 99 points or something, 98 points and lost or something like that. You know?
Yeah, that was a fun season too. What you got, Lewis?
I forgot.
Well said.
It's funny because it wasn't about Van Dijk, because it's Van Dijk and I forgot that too. But anyway.
Yeah, it's Gerrard. He's up against Gerrard.
Right. Oh no. So yeah. So that now I remember what I was gonna say. Stevie G is just like, because they're at the same club. If you would ask a Liverpool fan, who would you take in the Champions League final, Gerrard or Van Dijk? I feel confident that probably 2/3 or close to 2/3 would pick Gerrard every time.
Yeah.
It's just because there's, and you said it, Jake, it's the longevity at the club. Stevie G did it for a while, man. I mean, and the funny thing is the slip happened at the end of his career. You know, it was towards the end. So, I mean, that means he was a younger version of him is unlikely to have that slip, you know? So, I mean, Stevie G, even though he never won a Prem, Van Dijk has that over him. He never won the Premier League. But Van Dijk won the Prem. Matter of fact, Van Dijk has won everything. I think they've won every tournament that they've been in at some point. So I think Van Dijk has every trophy as well.
Yeah, every trophy that an English team can win. In the last 7 years, Liverpool under Klopp have won it once at least. Yeah. And I tend to agree with that. You know, I think most Liverpool fans are just, you know, is there another, like, he's Mr. Liverpool, right? Is there another more beloved Liverpool player? I mean, maybe Kenny Dalglish, maybe
Yeah.
some of the
Money.
other guys,
That's
Michael Owen, like,
player.
huh?
Coutinho Money is the number 2 player.
Yeah,
Coutinho,
Coutinho.
not
Yeah.
Coutinho, but his money.
But as far as like winning that Champions League tomorrow, I think it's Gerrard. Just control the game. Just take over again. As long as Lampard is not in the game next to him,
Yeah,
uh,
which always dumb.
which was dumb. Yeah, as long as he doesn't have to carry Frankie Lampard. No, I'm just kidding, Patrick.
Oh
No,
man,
but
I'm
yeah, I
telling
think
you, that
I think I'll
argument,
go Gerrard.
between those two. So I'm again looking at some wikis here. Looking at Virgil Van Dyke, Messi was asked why Virgil van Dijk was so difficult to beat. The Argentine responded, "He is a defender who knows how to judge his timing and wait for the right moment to challenge or jockey the attacker. He's very fast and big, but he has a lot of agility for his height. He is fast because of his great stride, and he is impressive both in defense and attack because he scores lots of goals." That was in 2019, so I think that was the year that
But they had
that
yeah
they
just won.
um I have bias. I have no problem admitting that because the funny thing about the whole slip thing is that I think 2 games before uh, Steven Gerrard rallied the team as captain and said, "Don't let it slip," and then he literally let it slip.
Yeah,
Uh,
Demba
the
huh?
old bye-bye, yeah.
Ba.
Demba Ba. We were talking about him yesterday.
Yes, we were.
I'm gonna go Van Dyke because I mean, if you think about what he faces in the Prem, and to say that no one dribbled past him for a whole season, like
So,
that's ridiculous.
it's impressive.
I know CVG has the longevity. Uh, you know, I God, the one thing about CVG that annoyed me is when he would play a crossfield pass and everybody would talk about how amazing it was. And then you watch
Yeah.
somebody else do it and it was like silence. It
Right.
was just like,
Yeah.
okay. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Van Dyke. And the thing is Van Dyke still has time to get back to that form. I don't know if he will. He's only 32 and as a defender, I mean, he's still got 2-3 years left. I'm sure.
You said it though, man. That last injury, he just has not been the same.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, who knows if he ever comes back that way? But I think just on that one season alone, it's like, man, I
Yeah.
mean, Stevie G has incredible stats, but to think that a defender didn't have somebody dribble past them
It's
for a
incredible.
whole season, that's incredible.
It's
He was
incredible.
And I'm pretty sure
on
he
Dor.
played, huh?
He was third in Ballon d'Or with Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah.
For a defender. I
From a
mean, come on.
defender. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's
Absolutely.
insane. So I'm going to go Van Dyke.
Well, there you go. The all Liverpool matchup. Looking good, looking good. We have come to the final matchup in round 2. And I guess since I've been extending apologies, I'll extend another one, Lewis. It's Sergio Aguero, but he's up against Roberto Carlos.
This is where it gets tough because your alliances want to stick out and say, "Oh, but whew.
I'll go first and tell you that I take Roberto Carlos.
Wow. Just right out the rip. Just it is what it is.
Well, because I just like with the De Bruyne thing, the difference is like Aguero was done. So I don't have maybe potentially he'll get better. De Bruyne can still be better than what he is.
Yeah.
Aguero's story is written, right? So it was a difference. And then Ramos,
And what a story it is.
right.
Yeah.
But then using Ramos. Ramos wrote an incredible story, but his is done, and it's a defender, so it's just different. A damn good defender, but a defender there. Aguero gets hurt a lot, right? Is one of his issues was Messi, because if you look at him in national team, he's always underperformed outside the Olympics day. Him and Messi won together, and underperformed for his standards is the phrase you use, which is the correct one for someone else, but for Aguero, it's the same. It's just because you think about it. There was times, and it's not a knock on Di Maria, but Di Maria would be why he gets pushed out of the team, or Higuain, and I'm gonna just put a dot right after saying Higuain because, yeah, Roberto Carlos. But
Yeah, fair enough.
Kun Aguero, statue deserves all of it. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only thing is though,
yeah.
he never lifted old big ears. Unfortunately. Roberto Carlos though, man,
That highlight reel is just ridiculous.
oh, it's dumb. It's dumb. Like, I'll watch the the free kick from Roberto Carlos. I'll watch that over and over again. I've seen that shot so many times. Where the ball's like 19 feet outside the post, and then it just decides to change direction, like it's on a magnet. Yeah. He just had a way of slicing across the ball, but he hit it so hard. Yeah. He's got the trophies. He's got the World Cup. It's another one of those names where it's like, how do you?
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
Sort of like Zidane.
Yeah.
Zidane. Like.
Yeah, absolutely. Arguably the greatest left back ever.
Yeah, we need a Cole. We need a Cole.
The Cole Roberto Carlos match.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see that happening, but they're on opposite sides of the bracket. But that's an interesting discussion. English fans, British people might disagree and say Cole's the greatest ever, but I don't know. At least in this matchup, I have to go Roberto Carlos as well.
Yeah, I don't think there. I mean, I was actually when I really started getting into transfers, it was when Chelsea was linked with Kun Aguero from Atletico Madrid, and it was like, oh, he's gonna sign in the summer because he was linked with them right after the transfer window closed in January. He's gonna sign in the summer, and I would start going on YouTube and looking at his highlights and things like that, and I'm like, yeah, it'd be awesome to have him. He plays so well with Drogba, and if I remember right, and I may be wrong, I need to go back and look, but because Chelsea didn't get him that summer, they ended up buying Torres in the winter. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'll have to go back and look. But yeah, but I mean, you think about it, and it's like, man, Aguero with Drogba, that would have been insane. That would have been insane. And then that would be that transition where when Drogba left, you would have had Aguero, and Chelsea wouldn't have gone through Demba Ba and Samuel and oh gosh, there was another one, but
Andrei Shevchenko.
Oh no, well he was before.
He was before all that.
Yeah, he was long before. Sure. But that said, Roberto Carlos, you don't even have to get into the stats. You just watch his highlight video. And it's like the dude was different. Just absolutely different. I think that his run-up style is what David Luiz adopted for his PKs. Because if you ever watch David Luiz's PKs, he runs like he's going to put the ball 300 feet out of the stadium.
Yeah.
He puts it in the back of the net 9 times out of 10. So yeah, but yeah, it's Roberto Carlos for sure.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. That is the end of round 2. We will have all of the polls out on socials, definitely on Instagram, Twitter, or X, as it were, and on Facebook as well. So go ahead and follow us out on the socials. Go ahead and get your votes in, and of course, get the likes up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and get that notification bell on. Thanks for listening, and have a good night.